Good evening, everyone. Mazes okay speaking to us today, being the 27th of July 2020. If you're joining me for the first time, go grab your tea, grab your coffee. Today is going to be an explosive day, and I am quite happy to have you here. And sadly, I'm starting late. We should have started around 7 o'clock, but a couple of things comes up and you keep pushing it back. Now, for those of you who have joined me so far, and I would say thank you very much for being part of this conversation. And hooray! I say thank you once more for joining me. Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. So, breaking news that I have for us is that Enugu International Airport will finally be reopened for international flights, and that's going to be in the month of August. So that is the breaking news there. The Enugu International Airport is going to. So for many of you, just basically asking, um, you can go to Njenje Media TV and you would see the full details. And if you may as well, you can join me on Friday, 7 o'clock Nigerian time. I will be having a conversation with Engineer Sir Chief Chris Okoye, who will be here to explain to us what has actually happened at the airport. Um, Trust me, there are so many questions that will be asking, and at the same time, it will be a good opportunity. Remember the safety molecule lab, the only COVID testing center that is accredited by the federal government is also in Enugu. So that will mean all of us that will start booking our tickets to fly in or out of Enugu, we will be selecting our own safety molecular lab. And not only that, we will be selecting them, we will also, there is an agreement with Njenje Media that whenever you use them, you will get an extra discount. And many of you who have used them, thank you for the feedback. They've come back and said that they were awesome. Thanking that Njenje Media is able to get them such a massive discount. I said that's what we do for our people, irrespective of where we are. So, good evening, everyone, once more. Um, as usual, we have many people watching from London, and I have people watching from Turkey already. So, if you're joining me for the first time, kindly please try as much as possible to subscribe to this channel if you haven't, and share the video if you may. So, we have to start very quickly. And this evening, I want to quickly look at um, the new video by Tunde Bakari. I found it a little bit intriguing, actually, because Pastor Tunde Bakari, oh, someone is watching from Togo, Istanbul. Um, Whoever is in Istanbul, Njenje is likely, I haven't confirmed, is likely to be in Istanbul in the next 2 weeks. You know, very likely that I'm going to be in Istanbul, but I'm not yet confirmed because the Anambra Progressives, we are heading to Istanbul for a summit. So I do not know yet. I'm still looking at one or two things to eventually finalize. And that will be Obinifanacho. Good evening, very good evening. So if I confirm that I will be in Istanbul, I would definitely tell us where we will be staying or where we were so that many of you will come. and we will have a very good time in Istanbul. You know, part of life is to travel around the globe. And again, if you want to be part of Anambra, um, if you want to be part of the Anambra Progressives, these are individuals from Anambra building various projects in Anambra State, and to be a member of Anambra Progressive is not meant for everybody because they are getting, they are doing projects, and these projects cost money. Therefore, to be part of Anambra Progressive, you need 1M to be a member. They've built hospitals already in Nnewi, built one in Oka. The one that is being built in Onitsha is the third hospital that Anambra Progressive is doing within the last 1 year. The reason being that Anambra Progressive have also, we've decided not to complain. There is limited complaints to, bringing our resources together and channel our resources to do those things that obviously those who've yielded our powers to are unable to do. So, and, we believe that we are our own architect of either misfortune or fortune, however you want to look at it. So, people, having said that, let's quickly start. So, Pastor Tunde Bakari, maybe some of you might have watched his video. And, okay, you're watching from, wow, we have someone here from Niger Republic. It would be nice to meet you, Chairman Chi Merem. Okay, so I hope we'll, once, if at the end of the day, if I make up my mind to go, but again, some of you who may want to be part of Anambra Progressive, if you're watching me from Anambra Progressive now, and you want to be part of it, it's going to cost you 1 million to become a member. And because that money is not being taken by anyone, that money is plowed back into doing more community-based projects in Anambra State, and whatever that is being done there is done transparently. It's not meant for everyone, but if you can afford it, why not? Alberta, Canada. That's Miss Onu Kubri Uke. So thank you. So let's quickly start. Please kindly share this video. Kindly share this video. So let's start with Tunde Bakari. You will hear Tunde Bakari running an open confession, but I think, I don't know, Bakari. Well, let's listen to him first. So before I say what I want to say.
That's what you don't understand it.
Okay. This is Tunde Bakari here. Obviously, for so many of you who do not know who Tunde Bakari is, he was the, vice presidential candidate to President Muhammadu Buhari in 2011. And from this video, you can see that according to him, he was also part of the brain behind convincing Buhari, according to him. So Buhari had already said he wasn't going to contest again, but he was one of those who went to Buhari and begged him, Oga, please, we want you to come and contest. Then he begged him, he convinced Buhari, and now brought the Southwest, aka Tinubu, ACN and Co, to contest that election. So let's listen to what he had to say.
The moment that happens, the Spirit of God departs from Saul and landed on David. And so you'll be making useless decisions. You'll be making terrible mistakes and blunders because the spirit of ill will has come upon you.
Now, you have been making useless decisions. You have been making whatever because the spirit of ill will have come upon you. DSS, take note. It's not me, I'm just repeating what he said. Before you jump my fence, your men wielding gun as if they have drank fermented brukutu and spoiled kunu. It's not me. If you want, I can play that again because the man of God is saying it. You know, me, I'm not man of God, I'm man of the ancestors because I'm at peace with my ancestors. So the man of God is saying it, but I don't know who he said he's making these mistakes and doing this, but listen again.
Somebody say Nigeria for Nigeria movement.
Now he's actually trying to float a new movement. Nigeria for Nigerian movement. Nigeria for Nigerians movement. Meaning there are people in Nigeria that are not Nigerian. What did I know? I be nobody. I know nothing. One of my brother from Nollywood will say, I know nothing. I know nothing. So make with the listen. See, Buhari go do na finish, eh? Last, everybody must receive sense. Everybody must become an agitator. Everybody. When are they talking? In the heart of every agitator lies injustice. Small, whether or not they chop, or not they chop, it's just the beginning. It is starting. By the time the tenure is about a year to end, we will now see those that will now come properly out of their cocoon, and we begin to see. So, Pastor Tunde Bakari, fire on, brother, fire on.
I'm letting you know it's about to start. I'm going to champion it. It's going to go like wildfire across this nation. Nigeria for Nigerians.
Nigeria for Nigerians. Pastor, I am asking you, can you tell us who are not Nigerians in this nation? Who are the UAR citizens?
You'll be bigger than Save Nigeria Group. You have never seen anything like it before. It's a movement propelled by God. Nigeria for Nigeria.
Okay, be coming down a little bit. Come on. A movement propelled by God. Is God a spare parts dealer? A movement propelled by God. That was what the people said in 2011. That this ticket is propelled by God in 2000. While we were still dealing with the Otuoke person. You people came in 2015. This movement was propelled by God, ordained by God, watered, fertilized, and pushed, and hammered, and shaved together, everything by God. It's time we begin to ask which God are we actually talking about. Is God an author of confusion? If God sees the end from the beginning, meaning as we they suffer so, he has already seen it in 2015. So how come you guys propelled him and propelled whatever propeller and to drive us to the point that everybody is now crying like an orphan? How come we came here propelled by God? Nigeria for Nigerians. I laugh in Swahili. Nigeria for Nigerians. Okay, oh, no, Nigeria for Togolese. Nigeria for because of DSS, I won't say what I'm thinking.
To deliver us from the hands of oppressors in the mighty name of Jesus. This is a fight to finish. I'm not going to die for this country.
Uh-oh. A fight to finish, but you're not going to die for the country. So these things appear more mere rhetorics than anything else. But let's continue.
I'm going to live for it. Nigeria will prosper in my lifetime. Nigeria will be saved. Nigeria will be changed. Nigeria will become great. It is the wicked that the land will vomit. In the name of Jesus. Somebody say, wow. The people said, to your tent, O Israel.
To your tent, O Israel. And I said to your tent, oh, good morning, pastor. Good morning, good morning. You're just waking up now. Good morning. Whenever you wake up, it's your morning. As I speak to you, there are people in Asia, America, they're just waking up now and it is their morning.
We have no portion in the house of Jesse anymore. Sovereignty is not in your hand. You are commander-in-chief of nothing except the people put you there. The highest office in the land is the highest. Is the office of the citizen, not the office of the president. Nigerians are going to rise. They are going to demand for their rights. Nigeria for Nigeria movement.
Nigeria for Nigeria movement. Nigerians are going to demand for their right, Oga. Again, I say good morning. You're just waking up. We've been demanding for our rights. Nigerians were demanding for their rights at the Lekki toll gate. And we saw how their rights were given to them. Nigerians were demanding for their rights in the city of Aba, 16th of February 2026, while they were all sitting in a primary school, clapping, singing, and we saw how their rights were given to them. Nigerians were demanding for their rights in Ibadan. Nigerians were demanding for their rights in Benue states, Nigeria, in Nasarawa states, in Katsina, Nigerians were demanding for their rights, and we see how the states of Nigeria has given them their rights. Again, let's enjoy and flow with the rhetorics.
In the name of Jesus, and I dare you to try to stretch your hand against me like you have done to others.
At this point, you're threatening DSS. DSS, I'm not involved. I'm just being honest. I'm not involved in this. So he's saying that you can stretch your hand you dare stretch your hand to him the way you have stretched to those that have run to Benin Republic, or the way you have stretched your hand in Kenya and did what you did. So he's now daring you and say, you dare stretch your hand. Okay, well, maybe someone stretched hand to someone and someone ran to London. Now you sabi who stretched hand and who ran. So let that be.
Then you will know whether God sent me. I'm just empty. I'm just making noise. In the name of Jesus Christ. Somebody shout, Nigeria for Nigerians.
Okay, I ask you again, was Nigeria originally designed for Cameroonians? So why this noise about Nigeria for Nigerians?
The time to serve this country had come. The government can't save us. The military can't save us. We have seen it. Nigerians must rise and demand for what is rightfully theirs.
If the time to save this country is now and the military cannot save them, according to you, the DSS cannot save them, then I ask, of what use are they to us if they cannot protect the people that they swore and, say that they are going to protect? Of what use are they to us? Please, can you provide us?
In Jesus' mighty name.
Amen.
Get out of my way. Get out of my way. Get out of my way. This is the final one. Get out of my way.
So I don't want to wake up before Saturday. I hear that Tunde Bakari has been invited for questioning. I mean, that's a pattern. It's a script. I can tell. I can sit down here and write it. I guarantee you. I will not be surprised that Federal Inland Revenue would call Tunde Bakari up and say, well, we discovered in 1991 there were some taxes accruing to your churches that you did not pay. That is a nation, that is a pattern, and I believe and I bet you that you're going to see something like that very soon.
Get out of my way. I love you. I served you. I respected you. I did everything to make it work for you. But you turned against me, and God has turned against you. Get out of my way.
Woo-ha! Can somebody put some eardrop in the other ear so that the person would understand? I don't know the person, but according to him, he said that he did everything for him. He prayed for him. He ensured that he won. He ensured that he became this. He ensured that the other one happened. But the person in that place, is not responding. The person in that place is not responding. So faster, fire on.
Time had come for truth to be spoken. Do you understand me?
Oh, Kotoliba, time has come for truth to be spoken. So meaning you people have been lying to us. We knew it had been issue now. So what is it? What is there to talk? Time has come for truth to be spoken. So the ones you've been telling us, I am, listen, I am going to invite my brother, because this is a party. This is a very, very, very prominent party. And I will say, my brother, Zoanan Kagani, make it tell me which part.
All right. Have you voted?
I'm voted, yeah.
Okay, so
I'm happiness, I'm voted, yeah.
tell me your feeling after voting today.
Yeah, after voting, I'm feeling okay. What I want, I get it on the result. I'm getting the party I want is the one going on. Thank you for that.
What are you expecting from these people you voted?
I'm voted, they can do what you want, and then when they want, what they want, inshallah, we're happiness more.
Inshallah, we are happiness more. So, inshallah, Mazi is watching this video. Mazi is a happiness more. You know why I'm happiness more? Because everybody is awake. Everybody. That mosquito. You don't fast me for mosquito. You don't go become Sakapia. So the mosquito, I don't become Scapia. He invited me for. He invited me for Barakwas. If it is mosquito, it don't come. Everybody, I am happiness more. So the happiness more, we are all happiness more.
I am not holding dialogue with anybody anymore. I will not come to you. You will come to me because it is war.
Because it's war. DSS, when they hear so, you are not going to go to them. They are going to come to you, and it's going to be war from out. From out. Okay? So we will see.
Look, when it comes to time, when the time comes for God says, go speak, I don't fear no jack. I only respect people. And I wait for God's bidding. I remember in the bedroom of the president.
So now he's going to tell us a love story. Go and get cotton bud. Clean your ear. If there is ear infection, put some antibiotic for the ear. The love story is going to be very, 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 very happiness. So, make it a word.
When I told him, I've come to tell you, you'll be president, and this is the way it will take place, and to walk, I will excuse myself completely to give room to others. But right in my lifetime, next time around, you are going to be, we were only two in the room.
Next time around, Pastor Tunde Bakare will never finish this one when they talk next time around. Make we finish part 1. He done the enter part 3. You and Buhari was 2 of you in the room. 2 in the other room. 1 and 1. I don't know what I was doing in that room. 2 people. DSS. Look at me. It's not me. I be talking. Faster Kunde. What did they call him Kunde? Now Faster Bakari ne. Faster. He's talking, not me. Make you know, ba magani, ba wahala ne.
I said, no, I've stood publicly that I would never offer myself. I said, we are canceling it. How are you going to do it? And I laid the thing on.
Oh, maybe you missed it. Buhari has lost election in 2011 and said, it is finished. I no do again. To, finito, idego. Now he said he went to the room one-on-one. Let me play back again. Listen very carefully. Listen very
You are going to be, we were only two in the room. He said, no, I've stood publicly that I would never offer myself. I said,
he said Buhari told him, I have stood publicly and said, I will never offer myself. I will never offer myself, quote unquote. Pastor Tunde Bakari, 27th of July 2021. That's what he said. DSS, take note, not me. There is a reason why I'm distancing myself. I'm only doing an content analysis. He is saying these things, not me. Do not come after me. I'm saying it on live broadcast. Tunde Bakari is saying what he is saying. And someone here, Rock James, is saying, why is he speaking out now? Maybe we will see. Let's continue. Maybe enough they have used our brains for karo. Maybe enough. Maybe these things might provoke us to a point that we now say, aha, Kaganiko, enough is enough.
we are canceling it. How are you going to do it? And I laid the thing on the table.
He laid the thing on the table. Buhari said to him, I have promised the people I will no longer contest. He said, no, you have to. Buhari asked him, how are you going to do it? He said, I have the plan. This is the plan. Master plan. First person singular. Pay attention. First person singular. I. He, in this case, saying he took whole responsibility for bringing Buhari to us. So if you want to hold people responsible, you know who to hold responsible. He's now telling you he's taking the whole responsibility. He is the sole person that convinced Buhari to run. Again, I repeat, let me replay this for the last time.
But right in my lifetime, next time around, you are going to be, we were only two in the room. He said, no, I've stood publicly that I would never offer myself. I said, we are canceling it. How are you going to do it? And I laid the thing on the table and we set it in motion. I moved the motion for the merger at Eagle Square and you became president. Now my mouth is smelling.
When I see where the problem is, it appears the ear infection is not cleared entirely because he said before, you know what it meant actually? He used a very strong proverb there. You know, when you are in love, you come close to your darling. You talk. Nobody they hear early morning breath, nothing they smell. But when the love goes sour, like zawazane, or like fermented kunu, fermented brukutu, fermented unkwenu, when it goes sour, suddenly some things begin to smell. Now he's asking, is my mouth smelling that I can no longer come close? Is my mouth smelling that I can no longer come close?
And you became president. Now my mouth is smelling. It is the same mouth too. It is the same Samuel that anointed Saul that God sent to go anoint somebody else. Do you understand me? Nigeria for Nigeria movement begins from now.
Nigeria for Nigeria movement begins from now. Me, I want Igbo land, Igbo forest for Igbo people. Oduduwa forest for Oduduwa people. Aijo forest for Aijo people. Hausa forest for Hausa people. Mumuye forest for Mumuye people. Make every farmland for every people. It's not you know they go up, you know they go down.
God is stirring up the spirit of Nigerians in the name of Jesus. Enough of this nonsense. Do you understand me? You will know that when God sends a man, he does not fear anybody. If you don't know what I know, you can't do what I'm doing. I'm not a social critic. I must get command. I must be told what to say. You talk what you like. You get 5 minutes applause. That's the end and nothing changes. You will see that Nigeria will change. We are going to sit on the table of brotherhood and negotiate from the position of strength, not of weakness. In telling you there will be a new Nigeria, and I have a part to play in it. That new Nigeria is about to come into manifestation. These men that you said they are lethargic, these men that you said they are laid back, they are going to rise up with a kind of force you've never seen before. They're going to demand for their rights. It's called Nigeria for Nigeria movement. Do you understand me? The Nigerians for Nigeria. Britain is not going to fix this country. America will not fix this country. You are going to rise up. You are going to be stirred up by God. The flame and the fire of the Holy Ghost will be upon you. And when you enter Jerusalem, the elders will be trembling and saying, "Come down peaceably." Because before tonight is over, things are happening. I told you to get your dancing shoes ready for August. You are going to dance and dance and dance and dance because the enemies you see today, you will see them no more.
At this point, I became scared. The enemies you choose today, you see them no more. Guys, you remember yesterday, we were already on this platform. The woman, the Bola I had from Rwanda, said that on Friday, something will happen. You know, all these people, whether something is happening, whether enemy I see today, I'm not going to see them. As long as you people are not coming close to my wallet, I am all ears. I'm listening. If you put all these things together, I'm not insinuating anything. But again, we are here by the grace of of our ancestors and the creator of heaven and earth. We will all be alive. August is how many days? August is only next week, if you don't know. So now he's telling us to go and buy sneakers that we're going to dance. You know, so sneakers, we're going to use our sneakers to dance. That's what Pastor is telling us. We're all here. By Friday this week, it's only 3 days because the woman came and said 7 days, and now it's only 3 days remaining. So by Friday, we will know if there is any connection between all these, what they are seeing in the spirit, or if it is a hero or trophy. We don't know. Okay, because it can be something else. It can be silent water talking. But we don't know. Let's see how it goes. Okay, now we there. Listen, nobody today now today for back. We don't see all these things stay, but let's wait and see. Okay, so this is part one. Oh, don't think it's already finished. This is part one. Now, part two will come, and he will now tell us how Buhari now did wonder to him. Because in the next clip you're going to watch, you will now see where this one itself is funny. He will now tell us how he was about, or rather they were driving somewhere, and the car called Nigeria was being driven in a manner that is not palatable, using Nigerian parlance. At some point, they had to stop, the car stopped, and the driver of this car, meaning President Muhammadu Buhari, went to titrate, as we say in secondary school, or went to do small business. Or rather, went to across the road to ring bell. To ring bell and call Abuna. And the car was about to slide down. He went into the driver's seat and discovered there was no steering, there was no brake, and there was no gearbox. At that point, I found myself in that dream. Suddenly, I joined. Okay. At that point, I joined in the dream. And I also saw this dream that this thing has no gear. It has no this thing, because the speed with alacrity with which this thing was moving, uncontrollable. Even if you are not in that dream, you will be part of that dream, because all of us, we are now living that dream. It's no longer a dream. We are now all of us, we are living that dream. So we are now part of it by default. Now, listen.
Consider Samuel. In his role, he anointed Saul as king over Israel because God said so. I remember when I sat when the Lord showed me the vision that produced this government. They can deny it from now till eternity, it doesn't change a thing.
Okay, nobody is denying it now, but we know you people produce the government now. So, what for do? What could they listen?
Today the Lord showed me the vision clearly. I took 2 men with me, and we went to England. We got to UK, and I said to the president, your turn to win is here. This is how it will take place. He said, I've lifted my hand in public that I will never offer myself again. I said, we are changing the world. Because God has showed me how it will happen. Let God be true and every man a liar. Now you can take my name to anywhere and curse me and said, you are the one that brought this man upon us. Was Samuel responsible for Saul, or God told him?
Say you're now trying to exonerate yourself. Or God, now, no be like this should happen now. Anyway, what do I know?
You know why I'm not overwhelmed by what is happening in Nigeria? You'll find out today. Because I know what you don't know. I'm not overwhelmed, it's not affecting me, and I'm not talking about economic hardship and all that. Everybody is feeling that, but I can see the end. I know how it will end. Do you understand me? I know where this train is going. I know how it will end by the word of the Lord. Let me narrate the vision publicly. Because I told him in private, he's about to make it open and declared, because I fear no one but God.
Your cutting board, don't forget it now. It's about to go down.
We were in what you call Bolekaja in the vision.
The Bolekaja is like a kabu-kabu. You know, these Suzuki Hijet, all these small buses, you know, they are in a Bolekaja. So, okay, continue.
So the president was on the steering. I was sitting next to him.
So the president was driving, sitting next to him. Oga, you're probably still stuck in 2011 when you were the vice president, but it doesn't matter. Continue.
We're driving towards the elders of the Southwest in order to arrange for a matter.
So you are driving to the Southwest where this soup that has gone sour now was cooked, where the pot and where the charcoal and the salt was all put inside that pot.
Nasir Arufai was behind me. Lechinka Dumakin was behind him. And he got to a place. He parked the vehicle. I told him this story in London before the merger process began. On a slope like this, I can show you the place in Abeano. It was a slopey place like this. And he came out of the vehicle and said, you know what? I'm going to ease myself. I'll be back.
Now, suddenly, watch. You see, maybe we'll need a dream interpreters. Which maybe you will help us here. Maybe we need good dream spiritual people. Not all of you who are not all these hero drinkers and all these palm wine drinkers. We need spiritual people now. What make a president driving a rackety car called Nigeria, getting to a very, very dangerous place? He said he wants to go and ring a bell. What does that mean? Now, can someone, probably in the comment section, can someone explain to us what it means?
And he left. When I saw how sloppy the place was, I said, Nasir, anything can push us here and we will die. Let me repark the car or the vehicle.
So the president left Nigeria, so you want to go and restructure Nigeria or rejig Nigeria or do whatever. I don't know. And suddenly what happened? So
I moved to the driver's seat in order to repark the vehicle.
So meaning at this point he became the president. I'm just, by layman's, this is no spiritual understanding. because these are spiritual things. I need people who are not palm wine drinkers like myself, so that they can give us better insight. But you know, people like me, if we hear these things, they might be too spiritual, but we use our book mind, the looker. And so maybe you can help me if you're too spiritual as well.
I suddenly realized no steering, no ignition, no pedals.
Hey, well, did you hear that? Suddenly, when he went into the front seat, he realized that Nigeria is kaput. That, why did he say Nigeria? Sorry, he realized that the car is kaput. The car has no engine, no gearbox, no steering. So what happened? Who stole all the gearbox and everything, Mr. Man? Let me go back a little bit. Who stole it?
No steering, no ignition,
No,
pedals.
No, you went too far. Please tell us the story again, so that, please, sorry, pardon me, but start a little bit again. Let us understand the whole story without interruption.
I said, Nasir, anything can push us and we will die. Let me repark the car or the vehicle. So I moved to the driver's seat in order to repark the vehicle. I suddenly realized no steering, no ignition, no pedals, no gear, no handbrake. He took everything down. So now that he has taken everything in his hand, should he overwhelm you? Why don't you wait for the end of the vision?
Okay, so he went to we. Maybe because he thinks that they might leave him behind if he leaves everything. So he took the steering, he took the gearbox, he took the gear, he took everything. And these people knew after taking it, this is not a new dream. You knew that he took everything, and all of you were blinded by that dream, and you still made it to happen. Now, we have moved from the realm of dream, and we are now in the realm of reality, where these parts has been taken away from that vehicle today. Are we still dreaming, or are we now come to reality that these things are no longer there, these things has been taken away? The gearbox probably symbolizes, or the steering probably symbolizes the steering of the whole nation, national cohesion, national unity, and you're here shouting that it was taken away when you saw this ab initio. Anyway, let's see. What thing we know is put myself. We all see this from a layman's view, from academic point, and begin to say this thing. But again, maybe you tell us we do not understand spiritual things. Okay, don't worry.
I know what I saw. I kept it to myself. You will all be in this country when you see the captivity turn around. In the name of Jesus, because this nation will not capsize, this nation will not break.
If you have taken the heart of the car, a car has no engine, it has no steering, it has no gearbox, no brakes, no throttle, and you're here still saying it will not capsize. It won't. I clear throat. It won't capsize, Abby. So what will we do? How are you going to stop it? When everything that makes a car function, everything that can stop a car, everything that can halt it from drifting has been taken away, what do you want to happen? What do you want to happen? I ask again.
This nation will not turn into disruption in the name of Jesus. When Solomon did not use the power of God, he took it from his hand. There's nobody bigger or stronger than God. He has not created any Frankenstein monster he cannot handle. Listen to me as I preach today. The fire of God is upon me to consume the works of the wicked in our nation.
Some of you are saying he's calling in these papers to comfort. Who cares? No be we. These papers were not part of the these papers were not part of the people he mentioned there. I mean, we know the name. All the names he mentioned there, none of them were papers dealers. So some are headsmen, some some are fatty leaders. So all the people he mentioned, they are not spec. So if you know where you had your bath, go and look for your cloth. For the people of the spare parts brand, they are not anywhere near where that battle took place. So they don't know what happened actually. We are just hearing this for the first time. I'm just hearing this for the first time equally. You know, that the car was stripped off. In the first version of this, he said that something is going to happen in August that's going to make us put on the dancing shoe. I said, Tunde Bakari, I remind you, in 1999, while I was a staff of the Nigerian Television Authority in Lagos, Amadu Bello, suddenly there was this commotion because Tunde Bakari had this to say that what's it called? The former president Olusegun Obasanjo will be sworn in, but he will not govern. On the 29th of May, when Olusegun Obasanjo was being sworn in, the whole country, especially Lagos, was thrown into pandemonium, and people lost their lives because at that point, everyone, many people actually believed in these things he said. Now here he is again telling us how he saw that Buhari took the steering, took the pedal, took the gear, took everything, and yet he didn't have the spiritual understanding and the eye to understand what that thing meant. I would say if anybody here is able to, in layman's language, without any consumption of Gokutu or Kunu or Akpatashi, is able to tell us the meaning of that dream, maybe that person, you might earn yourself a dotted t-shirt. Because at the end of the day, let us look at this thing. Honestly, in as much as I'm trying to brighten up and do this analysis in a lighter mood, but it's a freaking damn serious discussion. Because at the end of the day, what it's now telling us is one will just have one question. Why are you telling us this now? You knew this ab initio, you knew this from the onset, and I can say, Tunde Bakari, good morning, sir. You have spilled the bean. Now we know that there are no beans left. Now, quickly, that's it on Tunde Bakari. Then I get to my second story, which has to do with Yobe. Yobe, you know Yobe. Yobe is that state where you have a Potiskum. Is that state? Okay, is that state where video you're going to watch will show you a video of a school in Yobe. And I'll allow this to play, and they'll tell us one or two things that I think I observed from here. This is where we are quite different. For many of you, on so many occasions here, I've talked about unitary school, which is called the Federal Government Colleges. Unitary school. Federal Government Colleges. Please let it be known that the video you're going to see, and from this state, a child that finishes primary school from this school, or rather getting into secondary school from this state you're going to see, needs only to score the number 2 in order to get admission or to gain admission into the unitary school. Whereas a child that scores 138 from the state of Anambra will be denied admission into a unitary school. Now, watch this video and make out of it whatever you want.
This is my school. This is where I studied in 90s. We live here like heaven. Look at my room. Look at my room. Look at what Yobe State government is doing. Look at a school in Yobe State government. This is Puka Government Secondary School for Tosco. Look at how they abandoned this school. And this is where students are living. In the name of student. Yeah, this school is existing. It's existing. This is the hostel where it's a boarding school. These are where the students are living. Look at it. Look at it by yourself. Look at it. Huh? And somebody will be happy that he's a governor. Yeah? Moving with convoy of cars. with siren, yeah, spending the state money with his family, yeah, and he can be able to sleep with his 2 eyes closed. What a shame. What a shameful government is this. What a shameful government is this. They have abandoned the school, allowing the students to sleep here together with snakes, as if they are animals. Look at it. Look at it. Look at the toilet. Oh my God. Look at the toilet by yourself. This is the toilet where human being is using in Nigeria at 21st century. Look at it. Look at it by yourself. Yeah? Oh my God. What's the meaning of this? What is the meaning of this? Yeah? I think today is 22.
Yes, 22nd July.
22nd July 2021 that I'm making this video. Look at the school. Look at how they abandon the hostels. Look at. This is where we study. When we are studying here, everything is working perfectly. Yeah? During the military era. But today we are in politics. These people, they call themselves politicians. They are saying that the military should go. Military should go. That they want to make Nigeria better. Okay, look at what they make this school to be. Look at how this school to be. This is a school that when we are studying here, people from different states are coming here. It's one among the best schools in Yobe state. Exactly. But today, look at it.
That's Yobe house.
Look at it. This is Yobe house. Look at this Yobe house. Look at this. All the hostel. I'm calling on the old boys student of Pika Government Secondary School to share this video, to make this video viral, for the world to know how the Yobe state government abandoned the school in order to intervene. I'm calling on the international community, people that care about Western education, for the indigenous of Yobe state to be able to get Western education, to come and assist, to come to our aid, because the government has abandoned us to our own fate. We have nothing to, nowhere to go. A state, there is no opposition, nobody to talk to them. There's no media in this state. They do what they want. There's nothing, nobody can challenge them. Look at what they are doing. Look at what they are doing. For God's sake. And the governor is there parading himself, saying that he is a national party, APC national party at the same time, a governor and APC national party at the same time. Look at the school in his state. He's the one going from one state to other to call other people to come and join APC in the name of politics. But look at what the school look like in his state. He abandoned this school. Look at where students are living. What's the meaning of this? Look at the hostel. That's Gongola house. That's Yobe house. This Ghana house. This Ghana house. See, this Benue, former Benue. That's Njenje. That's the end. Njenje. That's Njenje state house. What's the meaning of this? Look at how they abandoned this school. Look at Benue house. Look at how they abandoned this school. Yeah? For God's sake, the students have to abandon the hostel now, have to abandon the dormitory for them to begin to sleep inside the classroom, because all the roof of the dormitory, all the roof, everything has collapsed. Look at how they abandoned the school. Look at it. Because simply the school is outskirts of the town, and people doesn't have even time to come and check and report this thing. Yeah? For the people, for the world to know what is going on in this state. I'm not a politician. But this is my school, for God's sake. This is my school. This is where I study. This is the foundation of my life. How can I allow such kind of thing to happen and I will not do anything? I think this is the only thing I will do. I want to make the world know what is going on in this school. Eh? And I'm calling on the old school of this Pika Secondary School to come and do something. This is a school that produces big men in this country, from different states. But look at their school, Pika Secondary School, Photo School, Yobe State. Look at it. Students are still living here. Where you see any remaining roof, students live. Look at it. They leave the student to their own fate. Yeah? They resort to self-help. Look at, like Matt me. Like mad people. This is where mad people used to stay. Not a student, for God's sake. Look at our student. Look at what's the difference between this environment and Almajiri people that are saying that the government are not even taking care of. Look at this school. Look at Demetri, for God's sake. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Please, I'm calling on.
Okay, watching this video, there is something that I think that should concern us, watching this video. Do not sit down there watching me, looking at this, think that this is only prevalent to the north. No, it's not. You watching me now, if you go to your village, if you move, if you trek around your village, the tendency that you will see similar thing, be it from southeast, south, anywhere, even within the south, the tendency that you see something maybe not as precarious as this, but something close to this. Remember when the story of Sussex broke from Delta State? The school wasn't anything, well, maybe slightly better, but at least you see when it rains, they're all packed in one side. Remember about the school in Auchi in Edo State, that when the video trended, it's something close to this. Again, even in my own community, in Ezinifitagota, I had something not as bad as this, but close to this. That the day in 2004, I was just jogging, early morning exercise, and I came out and I looked at the school that I knew in the 90s, and I felt like, who threw bomb here? And thanks goodness that the school is no longer that way today, because after that shock, I wrote petitions. It fell on deaf ears. I had to go to work, and I ensured that school was rebuilt. Eventually, got the former governor of Anambra State to come and commission it. After commissioning, he also promised and eventually got other classroom blocks rebuilt. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is, it might be easier for us to look at it and say, oh, North, oh, this, Amajeris, oh, the other one. What I want us to take from this video is very simple, and that is that we should pay attention to our environment. There is one thing he was saying here. I would have wanted him to do more than recording this video. I would have wanted him to galvanize the people, especially the old boys, to come to the aid of this school. Because by the virtue of, for the fact that this school is in this abysmal state, for a state that only requires 2 to get into unitary school, that will mean it gets to a point you either only require 1 or you don't even need to write the common entrance at all to get into school. Remember, it was the same Yobe that Boko Haram went in and killed boys that were in dormitory school. So, religion, through other means, these people are already sidelined. And in this sideline, by the virtue of the fact that this thing keep happening, deepening this way, I foresee a situation where, it gets worse by day. The bottom line for me is that the man who made this video, if you're listening or eventually you listen to this video, I would want you to do more. And any one of us, myself included, you watching me, that, for somehow my mind it's somewhat made up that I'm not expecting too much from the government. Therefore, let's create that society that we actually want to live in, because those who have ceded our rights in terms of the social contracts, they've actually um, run away with the right we gave them and the one we didn't give them. It breaks someone's heart to see that this was a school well conceived. You can see the layout, well conceived. You can see the grasses. The grasses are actually good, but that these things were left to deteriorate in this level shows you at every strata, north, south, east, west, that the same madness, the same malice, you know, the same illness is what afflicts all of us. Politicians are the same, north, east, south, west. They all want a way to take money out of the system and do jack all, do absolutely nothing. That's all they want to do. At the end of the day, let's say, if again, it's my heart goes out. If not, it's just that the nation is not, Nigeria is not a nation. If not, nothing stops people coming together, and when something like this goes extraordinary, people can chip in whatever they want. Somebody can coordinate it, even if it means giving 10 naira. You do 10 naira, you don't know. It's just like giving somebody a bambiala 10 naira. You don't know what that 10 naira could do. It can be of any good. It can be just to satisfy your conscience. Because watching this, honestly, it breaks me. It breaks me. And in that moment of heartbreak is what is going to lead me to the next video. And the next video is about the sad incident that happened in Ebeano supermarket. Ebeano supermarket, Abuja. This is a thriving, a multi-billion naira supermarket. A multi-billion naira supermarket. Many of you must probably have seen this video, or maybe have not, where a girl of 9 years old, set this supermarket on fire. Luckily, this was caught on camera. Luckily, this was caught on camera. If not that eventually, once we started looking at these videos and actually discovered that the person in question, because you look at the little girl in front that wore black, you'll see what she did in this. And at the end of the day, what of if we start taking care of our children properly? Children can be very mischievous sometimes, but I think this video is beyond mischief. I think there is something beyond what this girl did. I think there is something planned somehow. One of the things that broke me here also is that the police appears incapable and do not have the requisite way of, of dealing with such crimes. Let's watch. Again, if you're joining me for the first time, please quickly like this video. Please subscribe to this platform, like this video, and share this video, please. We have over 500 people watching across the platforms, and we have less than 177 people that have just liked the video. Kindly do so, like the video, please, and share and subscribe to this platform. So let's see this 9-year-old and how she set these supermarket on fire. You can see that's the girl. You can see there, that's the locker. The girl just went in.
And then he swore it.
So you can see that little girl moving now. That little girl coming up. You can see her. And that was one of the staff that basically went. So at this point, you look at this little girl. At this point, She picked up a lighter and she's trying to light up that, that plastics there. And one thing that I found, she's done it. One thing that I found out is how did she, this is a small girl. How come she picked, you see the gas cylinders on top, and this is the stove, that's the gas cooker at the bottom. These items are for sale. How come the little girl picked this particular place and went straight to do this? Watch. You can see the fire at this point. At this point, this fire has started.
Observing what she has done, if it has lighted up or not. If you look closely, you see her moving away. So the fire is increasing gradually. It's being set up on packs of lighters to be easier for it to explode. Okay, so you can see staffs moving around. Could not be able to identify it at this point because it's just beginning. So the fire is increasing now, and then if you notice, the lighters are now exploding. So we can see the flame is catching up.
Now, one thing that I think at this point, I can already see a fault here. How on earth, at this point, all the fire alarm at these supermarkets should have gone off? The smoke detector at every hour should have gone off, at least at this hour. The water sprinkler on top should have been triggered at this point. Even when the staff noticed this fire, it appeared that he was running confused. Then I asked, where are the fire drill protocols? Are the staff not being trained on what to do the moment they see fire? Can they not have seen this fire, or could they not have seen this, or when they saw this fire, where were the mobile extinguishers? I mean, there are 2 million questions going on my head at this point in time. What they could have done. Forget it. Yeah, let's, for this particular time, ignore who started this fire. But what could they have done? For a supermarket that big, why is it that they do not have water sprinkler? Is it a supermarket that big? Is it not that they do not have the fire alarm system? Even in my own private home, I do have smoke alarms. So where are the smoke alarms? Where a lot of, even gas alarm. In my kitchen, I have gas alarm that if the gas is leaking, let's assume you have Qatar, you can't even perceive it. Then that should alert you. What's it called? Is it CO2? No. Oxygen. My brain is gone to maybe out of anger now. Anyway, I'll remember the name.
Spreading.
Thank you very much, Ebi. Thank you for the super chat.
Okay, so a staff has seen the incident and he has run to get a fire extinguisher.
But it appears no fire extinguisher was brought, because the staff was just running helter-skelter. You see, this is a clear case. See, why this thing is happening. It will be of no use if we do Onyelimo, thank you very much. Carbon monoxide. Yeah. You know, sometimes things get into your head, it's blocked. You know, you begin to, let me not say what I'm thinking. But carbon monoxide, in my kitchen, I have carbon monoxide. In the hallway, I have, you know, where we do changeover, where we have, I have at the bottom of my changeover, I have, I have smoke detector. Reason is, you know, it's one of the places that is easy to catch fire. You know, Nigeria, sometimes they, because, you know, there we have a multiple bulb, you know, in case, so that, you know, we have bulb, I think about 4 bulbs to know when light, there is light, and the other ones to know which line that has light. You know, we do switch over out of the 3 phases, one, maybe 2 of them, before you go and do turban, and to know which one. So because you see them. So because these lights are on 247, please, if you're watching me, I beg you, I use whatever is in me to beg you. These things doesn't cost money. It doesn't cost maybe more than 5,000. But please, buy these things, carbon monoxide detector. Buy smoke alarm. Put in your houses. Please, I beg you. Buy fire extinguisher. I have CO2 fire extinguishers, at least in the kitchen, in the hallway, and maybe if it's a duplex, at least one in your sitting room. Teach your children, even my kids know, you know, if anything happens in the kitchen, if there is anything, just go. Because why I advise you of CO2 one, CO2 is the only one that doesn't, it doesn't matter if it's a gas fire or if it's, you know, not like water or powder one, CO2 one. Yet it's slightly more expensive, but please, please. Because this thing, when I'm watching this thing breaks my heart, because I can see a lot of places, you know, a lot of areas that this fire could have stopped. The moment at this stage that we are still looking at, they could have still stopped this fire. And billions, I say B as in the letter B, was destroyed here. Billions. Look at it. Remember,
Like us to look closely at the screen towards the center.
now this is now on the outside. The whole place is gone in flames. Here, this is where I think these people are suspects, because you see the mother and that child when they walked out, and they're walking out. You can see one of them laughing, even came back to see if what they did is working. So I think, you know, fire, listen, whether you get fire blanket, have fire blanket, have fire extinguisher. Fire blanket could help, yes, but it has a limit as well. Fire blanket has a limit that you can do in your kitchen. Ensure you have CO2 fire extinguisher, because that extinguishes gas. It extinguishes, you know, is it kerosene? Whatever you're using there, you're better off. Please look at it. Look at this. Where I
Notice
think
the
these
3
people have
ladies that
some
came in
questions to answer.
together, and one
See
of
that
them lit the
woman there.
fire. They are together now, you can see them, and I would like you to observe this one behind, the smile she's having presently, and then she's going to come back again, so you can observe better. So just watch the screen. So just watch the screen so you can see her again, and observe her face closely. Just observe her face.
Now look at it. This is somebody's business. Look at, this is somebody's business. Look at it. Billion. Because of that little fire we saw, this whole place is gone. Gone for good. 2 things here. I pray that this man has comprehensive insurance, at least. Remember, part of his shop, part of the supermarket was destroyed during the Lekki protest in Lagos. And again, this one is being hit as well in Abuja. I mean, there is limit to these things that I really, I do not know the owner personally, but when I saw this video, it really, really touched me. That I say, yes, in this moment of tragedy, there might be one or two things that you and I as individuals might take away from this. So, and this is, now on this next clip, let me see if I quickly find it. I thought it was in this one. On this next clip, you will now see where the police, Nigerian police, were interrogating the young girl because they were caught afterwards. They were caught. And the manner the police questioned this little girl, I concluded that we have 2 million years to 2 million years. Others are maybe trying to make something out of their places. We are yet to even start. Talk less of anything. We are yet to start. Because you listen to the manner the police was questioning this girl, you kind of ask yourself, does it mean that the police doesn't have child protection unit? Does it mean that the police doesn't have psychology unit, that they would allow men untrained to question this girl? Because at the end of the day, I can tell you free of charge, if by the virtue of what I saw, them asked that girl, they would have extracted nada, not a single information out of this girl.
This one, 9-year-old, you bought a goods of 5 billion naira. How do you start paying? The law will not allow you to detain her. You can't detain.
No, look at adults. You see, is that how an interrogation looks like? There is no psychology there to get into the brain and mind of this girl to unravel what was going on, who was behind it, if an adult was behind it. But you have a bunch of adults just acting in this manner. Honestly, I felt so disappointed. I knew we were rotten, but I never knew that the rot was as bad as this. Honestly, I never knew.
Who took you to that place? I said, who took you there?
Your mother.
Your mother is the one that coached you. Because, hello, I will give you a very slap. I'm asking you a direct question, and you're trying, you as well as you are, you're trying to twist.
Look, you see, the moment this man starts shouting back at a 9-year-old, the 9-year-old will cut off. The bridge of communication will be broken. You're not going to extract anything. This is a very bad way of interrogating a minor. And the 9-year-old, irrespective of the fact of what she's done. If she acted alone, then that girl is evil. But I have everything in me to doubt that this girl acted alone.
The question for me, who took you to that place? Huh? Huh? And then why did your mom allow you to follow her to that place?
Can you imagine? Why did your mom allow you to follow her to that place? If you had, assuming that the parents didn't know, assuming that the mom didn't know, if you have a child, if you have two children, one, maybe the other one is a little bit grown, one 14 and one 9. Common sense tells you that you take the one that is younger, or you take two of them if you do not have a childminder at home, if you do not have an adult at home to stay with them, you take them. The only reason why you take them to the shop is that they are in your custody at all times. But here is an adult actually putting these words in the mouth of the little girl.
On what premise, on what purpose did your mom, were you supposed to pick a shoe?
A 9-year-old, you're blowing grammar on what premise? A 9-year-old will understand what premise is. She would probably be thinking on which premises, thinking is her house. I mean, listening to this, you say that somebody's laughing that I said child protection. Of course, don't you know that Nigeria have a child protection unit? It's just that everything is now monetized and a lot of things are happening. Really, really bad. That's why it appears nothing. But there are things that you'll be surprised. Even laws. Don't you know that there are laws in Nigeria that your child safeguarding units exist? Don't you know that social care in Nigeria exists, that your child could be taken away from? That these things are not being, actively being promoted to the knowledge of the people, or that they are not being actively, made to be ingrained into the consciousness of the people, does not mean that they do not exist, or that there is nothing like that.
That she wants you to size it or clothes or what? Why? What was the purpose your mom took you out?
Honestly, listening to this person, pardon me, but you might get angry. Look at what he's saying. Did your mom take you there to go and size shoe or size clothes, or what was the purpose? It's not for you to assume why the mom took her there. I mean, it's so silly. Sorry, but policeman, it's so silly. Your questions and pattern is so silly. You shouldn't have talked to this young girl or this little child, because in as much as she's done something wrong, but you cannot extract any meaningful information in your pattern of a question, because it's not even I can't even engage in such interrogation, even when I do have some clue or an idea how such should be done, but I'm not professionally qualified enough to do that. And you are not even, in fact, you're from Yobe. You scored 2 out of 200. You scored 2 in your questioning. Let me put it that way.
Allow you to follow her to that place. On what premise, on what purpose did your mom, were you supposed to pick a shoe that she wants you to size it or clothes or what? Why? What was the purpose your mom took you along?
I'm going to buy that for my sister.
Not, I say for you, for you. What in particular did she want to buy for you?
Nothing.
Nothing. Then why did your mom take you along?
We went to the market first before we went to see Ebeano.
What was your do? What were you supposed to do in that place that your mom took you along? Huh? Nothing.
Oh, wow.
Huh? Then how did you leave your mom?
My mommy was on call with and she was with my sister at the drink session.
So how comes your sister was still with your mom and you left?
You left them. You left them and go and light up a place.
If the other CCTV had come up, the one controlling the camera that should have seen the position of you and your mom, they would have known that it is your mom that sent you. It was your mom. How do you know that particular section in that place?
Mommy from Ebeano before. I used to see it.
You used to see it.
No,
You see it as what? You see somebody using it there, I mean what? And you see it that what will happen? You see it as what? As instrument of what? Huh? You're cooking your mother.
like I said, the interrogation is very poor. You can imagine the interrogator at some point saying, it is your mom that sent you to go and light it. Even if even if you're insinuating, even if you're thinking it, even if you do not and cannot imprint that into the mind of that child, there are techniques you can use to extract the same information without sanding and imprinting it in that way. Again, I think I gave the man two over 100 before 200, but I think I've taken one. I haven't listened to the end. I will now give the man 1 over 200 because that's, sorry. I will even question why you're a police officer, I'll be an issue, because obviously you are a 20 naira collecting police officer. That's, I think, what you know best. Very, very shameful, actually. Very, very shameful. So my final takeaway on this, people, is that let this be a lesson to us. If you're running a supermarket and you're watching me, my takeaway and the candid advice will be, if possible, rearrange your store. Let those flammable be towards the front, if possible, because I think part of the problem they had here is this section is not towards the front. This section wasn't, it was kind of hidden. And that's why, because the girl came with nothing, the lighter that she used came from the shop. She just did it, tick, 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 just held it for a moment for the fire to catch, and she walked away. And that was it. So again, if you're running a supermarket, you're still yet to install CCTV, I would encourage you to do. If you're in your house and you haven't installed CCTV, you also, I encourage you to. Because a family friend of mine, actually, this morning we got to learn that the car she parked in her driveway was taken from her house this morning. This morning. The only thing that she sent and she shared with me was the CCTV of the two guys that actually were walking around the vehicle. But at the end of the day, at least that gave them an idea of who could have taken their car. But sadly, from the clip so far viewed, the faces of the culprits are not yet very visible and identifiable. But at least the forensics have gone, and they are doing their best. Somebody said he gave him my... Some of you are actually worse than myself in terms of marking. Papa Obinna says, I gave him -1. So, the man's interrogating her does not have command of... You're talking about... You see, in a place they say that a reverend father caught fire. And you're saying if the beers of the reverend father also got burned. We're talking about if the man is able to actually do anything, and you're talking about English. The bottom line is not his job. He shouldn't have. He shouldn't have. He shouldn't have. And I'll leave us with the following. To conclude, I'll leave us with the following. There was an interview today with the British High Commissioner. As many of you know, that Buhari is in the United States, in the United Kingdom, and someone said in one of the forums that some of you in the United Kingdom could actually go and say welcome to him and pay him a homage. Make of that whatever you want. But he is your president. You can go pay him a homage. Secondly, now in this interview, the British High Commissioner had the following to say when he was asked. Honestly, I think I must be fair here on Abati and say that I think Abati did well here. Abati really squeezed. That is the type of journalism that I like. When you really squeeze people properly. Let's
about Nnamdi Kanu, who is British, who is also Nigerian. And then one of the big issues is about how the Nigerian court had taken his British passport And then all of a sudden, he traveled around the world with a British passport before he was arrested in Kenya. Now, we have in this summit a summit on education, but we'll have in the same room Prime Minister Boris Johnson, we'll have President of Kenya, President Kenyatta, and we will also have President, Buhari, and the big elephant in the room.
But these things that President Muhammadu Buhari went to this summit in London that he could have joined by Zoom. I said I could have hosted it for him free of charge. And he flew into London to join a conference that he could have joined by Zoom.
I imagine will be Nnamdi Kanu. What do you think the conversation will be like? Because in this particular case, the Nigerian government has been raising questions about the role of the British government. How did Nnamdi Kanu get back his British passport and all of those details? And then your views on, what happened yesterday and what the British government is doing in terms of its own interventions. I say it's a digression, but we'll come back to this, immediate issue about girls' education.
Well, as you say, it is a digression. I'm here to talk about the summit, which is the most important thing that the Prime Minister will be engaging with President Buhari on. And just to reiterate the commitment we're looking to from Nigeria, which is to return to pre-COVID levels of expenditure and to funding 20% of the government budget on education. On Nnamdi Kanu, all I will say is that we're on record as saying that we can offer consular assistance to British nationals, and we have requested that consular access, and that's all I'm prepared to say in this interview. Thank you.
But what do you think, High Commissioner, in terms of what has transpired so far? Because, you've been quoted in the papers as having expressed opinions about the trial of Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of IPOB.
No. I don't think I would know what I've said about the trial. I haven't said anything about the trial. As I said, what we have said on the record, as a dual national, we can and we often do offer consular assistance, and in this case, we have offered consular assistance to Nnamdi Kanu.
So you've had it. I don't know, but bottom line is the British, as usual, they can only take the questions that they want to take. We could not push them into taking any question. Thank you very much once more, Ebi, for the super chat and for the nice comment. You say, Ebi said, just want to thank the Njenje media team, TV, for objective reporting. Thank you. We do our best to balance, to be objective sometimes is not as easy, and many people sometimes do take offense if news are not slanted in their own way and manner of thinking. But we'll try our best. Again, thank you very much. And also to Pastor Ogechukwu Ezenagu Roberts, thank you very much for the super chat. We do appreciate. Again, I'll take some of your questions. Let me quickly take some of your comments and I will call it a day. Dara Mola says it was his Nigerian passport that was collected. Can a country collect another country's passport? Yes. Both the Nigerian passport and the British passport were at that point collected. And at the point of travel, passports were reissued eventually. So what was collected this time around at the point of arrest in Kenya, or abduction or rendition, because these are new words. I never, before now, I understood rendition to be like to sing a song, like Barry White or something like that. But now I've understood that rendition could mean something else. So we learn it every day. You know, every day is a school day, so we do learn every day. You know, the next question, Betty Angu says, British always talk with their mouth tied up. Oh yeah. Why is DSS not question on providing MK? Who would question DSS? Come on, wake up! You are in Nigeria. Don't play naive. But Mazi did not denounce his Nigerian citizenship. I do not know, but I don't think that was denounced. You know, I can come up here. I still have my Nigerian passport. I have Nigerian passport. You know, so I can come up here and say, yeah, I have denounced my Nigerian passport. It's not enough to denounce it. There are processes of denouncing it. That means sending it back officially. You know, and I think there are some documentations to it. So it's not just you know, saying it, then it's done. Okay, so why can't he get a new British passport? What are he talking about? Of course, he got a new one. I asked a question, Oji, if so, sorry, I don't. Oji, what's your question before I go? Mazi, please, I want to ask you, if Mazi was an American citizen with a blue passport, will he still be in jail in Nigeria? So are you now saying that if he was an American citizen, America would have gone and invaded Nigeria? Edward Snowden is also in Russia. He's an American citizen, in as much as he ran for his life, but America hasn't also invaded Russia. You know, these things are diplomatic stuff, and is not sometimes and most times as clear cut as you and I may wish that they are. You know, that's the honest truth about these things. They're not as clear cut. But again, there is a legal team, and if you watched my interview with the lead legal counsel yesterday, Barrister Emeka, Ifeanyi Jofo, some of these things were alluded to, and some of these things, these questions were answered. So if you can go back to my questions, my broadcast with him yesterday, you can take a listen and understand some of these things rather than keep going over them. Oshoshi said, if he was a British citizen only, it would be another story. Exactly. So again, even if he was only, you know, one thing people don't know is it doesn't mean that that you have a British passport, you cannot be, you know, nothing can happen to you. If you remember, the British, I think they're called Adewale. There are these British guys that killed a British army officer, I think Rugby or something like that, in Woolwich area of London. If you go back to history, found out that they were once picked up in Kenya, having accused, or obviously, you know, that they had links with Al-Qaeda or whatever, Al-Shabaab. If you go back to history, you find out that yes, they traveled on the British passport, but they were still picked up. But they were taken to court. So in this case, these were children born to Nigerian parents. There was, at that point, they had no Nigerian passports. There was nothing tying them back to Nigeria. So in my candid and my limited knowledge about the whole thing, not a legal advice, I'm not a legal person, but as a keen observer, as of something that's been happening, my candid observation would be that that we are actually having this conversation or even discussing it is that, according to the lawyer, what he said yesterday is because no one knew that he was arrested at the point he was arrested, and that no one knew that he was kept for that long, even when he was kept for that long. According to his lawyer, if they knew, we would have been seeing a case like Igboho's case now, where if they knew, there would have been, the right noises would have been made, legal battle started. You could not extradite him. You would have gone through the process of law. Then if you go through the process of law, and if that extradition must happen, then that extradition then must then happen with the country that he possesses their passport, and in this case, United Kingdom. You can only take him back home. In that case, home, quote unquote, is United Kingdom. And that is what happened in the case of these Adewale guys that killed Rugby that time. When they were released after attending courts in Kenya, they were flown back to the United Kingdom. No one talked about, yes, their parents are from Nigeria, but no one talked about them coming into Nigeria, because this is where they ought to go by law. On that note, I'll say, people, thank you very much. That's enough of that, enough said. So please try as much as possible to join me on Friday, as I will be having that conversation mainly and solely on the Enugu International Airport, because the Enugu International Airport is reopening. And that I will be having my topic for that will be the Enugu International Airport reopening, and my guest will be Engineer Chris Okoye. For those of you who probably wouldn't know who Chris Okoye, I think I've had him here once. I've had him here. I've interviewed him when, obviously, you guys know, many of you know that I campaigned for that Enugu International Airport to be reopened for so many months. So for Friday, my topic will be the reopening of Enugu International Airport for international flights after 2 years of closure. And my guest will be Chief Engineer Chris Okoye, the Chairman, Southeast Governors Committee on Akanibian International Airport Rehabilitation and Palliatives. And Engineer Chris Okoye is also the Chairman, Southeast Nigeria Economic Commission Steering Committee, that is the Senate. So, and also because the reason is he's the most qualified person to speak on this issue. And the good thing is that we hope and we pray that at the end of the day, every one of you coming from America, from Europe, or wherever you're coming from, we would have had the airport functioning. And let me not say the things I know or the things I don't know, but I'm going to ask the right questions. And in asking these right questions, I believe we will eventually find out what is actually happening. Thank you very much. Again, I can only do my best in trying to dig out the truth. That's why the motto for Njenje Media is continuously exploring the truth behind the headlines. You read headlines, what we do is to get the headlines, turn them upside down, explore them, to actually look for the truth behind those bombastic headlines that we read every single day. On that note, I would say thank you very much for joining me, and thank you very much for being part of this.